So thank you guys for coming. Very excited. We're going to get started. Just before though, I want to give out a couple reminders. The first thing is just that please fill out the survey. Actually, I think both of you, Matthew and Julietta, have filled out the feedback survey. But for those emissaries that are watching the recording, please fill this out. I resent the email. If you can't find it, it's definitely in your spam or something, and I can always resend it. Just let me know. But we really appreciate you filling it out because it'll help us a lot improve our program in the future. The project groups, nothing has really changed. We don't have anyone taking leadership for the world landmarks as toilets, but Madeline and I can kind of figure that out and take leadership on that. It shouldn't be too big of a deal. Luckily, every other project does have someone, and we really appreciate you guys sharing documents with us and keeping us updated. So thank you. Last week, we talked about just listing our resources, creating a plan and a timeline for our projects, and just getting those first steps done. So like I said, everyone did that. We're so happy about it. And just thank you for keeping us updated. And we'll continue to post updates on Mondays and Thursdays. Here's the timeline. I just thought I'd show it one more time just to show you how close World Toilet Day is getting. I know it feels like we have a lot of time, but we really don't. So right now we're at the 4th. We do need to start gathering our content and editing by the 11th so that we can meet the 19th deadline. And so this week, what we want to do, like I said, is start gathering that content. Today, we'll kind of go over the lists that were made and sent through the documents. And we'll also see what the next steps are. Like, what do you need from us in order to start gathering this content? The other thing is that since not a lot of emissaries can make it today, we're going to have a meeting on Friday, hopefully, where more people can come and we can keep people updated. So we'll keep you guys updated on what happens with that. And you guys can come to that meeting too, if you'd like. And then finally, we'll continue to post updates on Mondays and Thursdays, like I said. Are there any questions about any of that?
I gotta just be honest, since I am feeling extremely overwhelmed these days and feel that I need someone to help me out with the video because I don't know how I'm gonna be able to get everything done. Considering like my workload for school and I passed out and ended up in the ER like over the weekend, and
oh my God.
Yeah, I'm currently wearing like a heart monitor. So
Oh
I
my
kind of
God.
need to like chill more, I just need to like not be I can't be at 100% right now. So I need a little bit of to accomplish everything on time. I need I think I'm gonna need some help with like the video for sure. Yeah.
Thanks
So
for letting us know, Julietta.
Yeah.
That's scary.
yeah.
Do they know what's going on?
No, that's why they're doing all these tests now. They don't know. I have, yeah, but
well,
at least the ball's rolling on the tests.
Okay. Well, your health is your priority, so please, don't feel that you need to add more stress to yourself. I know that Didier can probably help out with some video, so we can, Caroline and Madeline, let's talk with him about that and getting him to help out with what he can. If you can just share any areas where you need help or thoughts or whatever you've got, Julietta, then we'll share that with Didier.
Sure.
And then the rest of us can see what we can do to support you as well and help make this occur, but not taxing you too much.
Yes, that sounds great. Thank you. Thanks for hearing me out.
Yeah. Yeah. And please, in the future, don't ever hesitate sharing with us what's going on, medically, personally, so we can be of support to you, because that's what this is about. Water Emissaries is a team and family. We're all in this together, and when you need help, we're here to help you in whatever way we can.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yes, I echo everything Stuart said. Health is the #1 priority. So thank you so much for letting us know. And we're here to support you in any way. And I'll definitely reach out to Didier, and he can definitely help with that project.
Awesome. Thank you.
Are there any other just questions or comments before we kind of go into each project plan?
One other thing is I have reached out, but I did not I didn't clarify with the alumni, our water emissaries alumni, for them to be involved with us and be activated in some way. So what would help, I think, is for us to get a little bit more details and clarity on the activities that are occurring and where we would like them or where we need help for them. So we might be able to get someone to help out, as an example, with the videos for, Day in a Life. So we can help Juliet Etta out there as well. So if we could put something together, Caroline, that can give a little bit more detail that we can share with the alumni, and then see how we can get them to be part of this. I guess ultimately the fourth one, We Will Wash You songs, where we want to have every single person have some involvement and role, and just to be part of We Will Wash You.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll start reaching out to those past emissaries and kind of sending them descriptions of the projects. And hopefully some of them can also take some leadership and help us out. Okay, so the first project we can get into would be the music video, We Will Wash You. So we can just review kind of like the vision, the timeline, the resources, see if there's anything that you guys think should be added, and then we can finalize the lyrics. So the vision we kind of created was that it's going to be lighthearted and fun, and we're going to have multiple emissaries participate, as many as possible, ideally all, but we'll see what happens. And I like the timeline a lot. We're going to start gaining content from what it looks like. And then on the 11th, start editing. So that's pretty important. That's a good timeline. And we do need to start working on gaining that content. And then resources are editing software and participation from other emissaries. Is there anything else that you guys feel should be added to this?
I also realized I forgot to add for the needed resources, like software to like record and like lay over, like singing over like the karaoke version of We Will Rock You. That's something I also realized would be helpful.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, because I did find like karaoke versions that would be good to use, but I so far haven't figured out exactly what software I want to use.
Okay, great. That sounds great. And so, oh yeah, go ahead.
I'm trying to think of anyone in my network that's really music oriented that could help with this. I'll see if I come up with somebody that is not even, just it's not part of the emissaries, but just somebody that's got some expertise in this area that might be able to help out. And if so, I'll let you know, Matt.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. I'm not too worried about it. I'll figure out something, even if you don't have someone who is knowledgeable. But yeah.
Okay.
And so one question I had was for the singing, is it going to be you and Christopher singing, or like you and some friends, or do you want all the emissaries singing and you're going to try to mash those all together?
Yeah, that's tricky. I did want like multiple people singing, but it might be difficult to like lay recordings over each other, like without it. I don't know. I mean, maybe it wouldn't be too difficult, but I think it would be nice to have like, like some of my roommates and me like around one mic, and then it's like one recording to lay over, which it would be easier to try to get it combined into a music video in like a timely fashion.
I agree. I think that might be easier. Also, everyone will kind of be on the same beat with everyone versus people sending in recordings and they're all mixed up and wrong timing and stuff.
Yeah. So I was thinking like I could, as for like video, like I could easily get like people like lip syncing with like video and then use that video and just lay over the sound that was already recorded, like one audio. And then that would be easier to incorporate just like the video. So yeah, and you guys, if when you film, I thought having just like playing like We Will Rock You in the background, so you just kind of like get it like on, yeah, that might be helpful for you to like lip sync. Yeah.
Yeah, does anyone else have any thoughts on the project or the lip syncing or anything like that?
I'm just wondering how we can and how you're thinking about this, Matt, how we can, how many people we would include and how we can do this together, and or could people send in their own, or could we just record people with their own little, you know, short
Yeah.
clip like rock you. We could have
Mhm.
people just say rock you, and
Yeah.
then have them pop up and.
I thought the easiest place for people to contribute would be the chorus, definitely.
Yeah.
Just like have a bunch of people contribute to the chorus, and like I'm not sure exactly how many people are willing to participate because I don't want to put any pressure on anyone. It's just supposed to be fun. So I figured if I got enough people, I could mix up the chorus with a bunch of different people doing the chorus, and that would be the easiest for people to just like kind of easily do, and they don't have to memorize other like lyrics or anything. So I thought that
Yes.
might be the easiest place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of have like a vision of how I might want to record some of the other stuff. So yeah, I think chorus would probably be the best spot for people to contribute.
Okay, great. I'm gonna make like a little edit here, but you can always edit my edit. I don't mind. But so what will the next steps be between now and the 11th? So I think maybe reaching out to emissaries to see who wants to participate might be the first step.
You're talking about the alumni?
No, to like other emissaries to see who wants to be in the video.
Okay.
Do you plan on accomplishing by Thursday? Maybe start recording a bit if by the 11th, because the 11th is next Thursday. So if by the 11th you're already editing, then I would assume before that you have to kind of start recording the audio and getting people to.
My plan was to start recording like this Saturday, Friday, Sunday sort of thing. And then for people to do the chorus, I just kind of assumed that I don't know everyone's schedule. So I mean, basically anytime before the next week, it'd be good to actually I should probably add like an email to send all the clips to. That might be good just so people know where they should send that.
And what are you thinking would be like the action for the chorus? Like
Yeah, I understand. So I like the idea of people. Like I like maybe get your friends or I don't know, family, whatever. Like just get a bunch of people together if you can. If you can't, it's totally fine also. But as for like the action, I mean, there's definitely like the 2 stomps clap sort of thing, which will actually I think will help you kind of sync it up. So you could do that, but if you have any kind of other creative vision, I'm totally open to just you guys having fun with it as well. But I mean, ideally, some kind of like stomp, stomp, clap action.
I'll be seeing some friends this weekend, so I'll try to send you something.
Yeah, no pressure, but yeah, I think it might be fun. I don't know.
Well, the point is we got to make it fun.
Yeah, exactly. And and to that point, like the more people, I think just the more compelling it'll be as a music video. And I don't know, I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, you have a lot of great ideas, and I'm excited to kind of see what you come up with by Thursday. And feel free to like start reaching out to the emissaries, send a message on WhatsApp. I think it might be better coming from you than like me. I'm already badgering everyone about the feedback survey and stuff. So see who's interested, and kind of get the audio recording, and then people can start sending in clips around Thursday maybe, and then you start editing. That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Is there anything else that anyone wants to add or suggest?
That sounds good.
Okay, awesome. So we can go through the rough draft of the lyrics and start to finalize that. I don't know, Matthew, if you want to like read them and then people can kind of give suggestions.
Yeah, sure. So I was trying to keep it like wash, sanitation, hygiene sort of themed. So I ended up, I changed it to creek. Actually, let me pull up the original lyrics. That might be easier. So I can kind of get a sense of what exactly I changed. So yeah, I changed like street to creek because I kind of envisioned, you know, if someone is trying to keep clean, hygienic, they're probably going to be using whatever water body they have closest to them. So, and I have like water near me that I could do some filming at. And then I changed mud to suds, like they're washing up or something. And it's kind of like a story. The original song is like different age points. So it starts with a young man and kind of progresses as they get older. So as they get older, they start to think about sanitation and sort of the troubles that they have, and that kind of goes into like the part where they're like waving their TP, their toilet paper, and they're still washing up in the creek. And then as they get older, the problems still persist. But that's where I change it because it talks about like you got suds on your face, and normally it's big disgrace. But I thought it might be kind of cool to have. I changed it to embrace, like someone's hugging them, and it's sort of like there's some element of people are coming together to try to figure out a solution. And when I say someone better bring it back into your place, I'm kind of envisioning there's this like sort of porta potty and like a hand washing station near me, kind of nice at the beach, and I'd try to like reference like that, like the toilet and the sink washing station, and then bring this back into your place so they have it appropriate place for them. So that's kind of what I was thinking. And then for the we will wash you, like the stomp clap, I kind of envisioned there's like the sinks are like the foot pump sinks. So I thought it might be cool to have like a little close-up shot of someone like stomping twice on the foot pump, and then they clap in the water stream that comes out of the sink. I thought that might be kind of funny. But yeah. So that's kind of what I was thinking. But if you guys have anything to say too, I'd love to hear it.
I think it all sounds great. Really, really creative, Matt. Well done.
I'm
Thanks, I
very
appreciate
impressed with your storyboarding.
that. Yeah, I've never done anything like this, so I don't know. Totally open to whatever you guys have to say.
I agree. It's really good. Like I really like the idea of using it to tell a story too, as opposed to just changing the lyrics.
Yeah, I thought it might be cool to have like a sort of timeline of someone and the troubles that they face. And I don't know, I thought that might be a good way to approach it.
Yeah, those were a lot of good ideas, and I appreciate your enthusiasm about the project. So pretty cool. So is there anything that we want to like edit or anything, or are we kind of good with this? We're finalizing it.
I think it'd be great for you to just like send out an email sharing this and the lyrics in case anyone else has any other ideas or thoughts or creativity that they can add to it. That would be really good.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure that everyone has access to all of the documents, and then they can kind of review it themselves and see if they have any suggestions.
Yeah, I could follow that up with like a WhatsApp message and just say like, hey guys, Carolyn just shared this document with you guys, and feel free to add any comments or anything to the document.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Super.
Okay, awesome. So is there anything else we want to talk about related to this project, or should we move on to the next one?
Let's move on.
All right, so the next project we have is a day without water. So we have our resources needed, which is the editing software, and then voiceovers. We kind of talked about finding someone that could do a voiceover, and we might also have some text on the screen as well. And then also storylines, we're gonna have an individual emphasis. Would we like to focus on just the United States or have a global perspective? What do you guys think?
So I actually can't, I don't know what I did with this Google Doc, but I couldn't find it again. But I wanted to add this list of videos that I looked up that either like construction companies or like water districts had put out for like Imagine a Day Without Water Day. And they kind of range from being more serious to being funny. Like a few of them are just openly comedic. And some of them take on kind of like a very imaginative, like, oh yeah, what if you did wake up and your tap wasn't running and you couldn't make coffee and all of that. And sorry, it's like I feel like so weak sometimes now. I have to take a pause.
And no problem, Julieta, just take your time.
But some other videos are like were more serious. Like there was one that a woman who lives in California was talking about her growing up in India and just how she moved and realized like how incredible it was to like have water pressure and water available all times of the day instead of just twice a day. And it definitely had a different vibe. So I guess what I'm trying to say is the narrative itself can be like more fictional and speculative and imaginative, or more tied to like really what some people experience, but that those two approaches have very different feels about them. Like the comedic approach I thought was pretty great because it does enough to get you to start thinking, but it's not like the other videos were like a little, they get sad, it gets depressing. So that's just something that I wanted to know. And for the more comedic ones, they were like imaginative and yeah, it would be more like just making up a story. Almost more like a bad dream, like if you woke up and there was no water in your current situation.
Yeah, well, I think it's nice to one sort of have both images and or messages of it's a dire situation for some, and let's not make it be something that's sad. Let's lift our energies up to correct this. So I like bringing both of those in. I think that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I think, Julieta, you put like a link to a new document in the chat. Is that it? With like all the different research you did?
Yeah, just the different videos. Let me know if you can access it. I'll also share it to the Water email address. I'm doing that right now.
Okay, that would be great.
Yeah, it's just like 6 YouTube videos that none of them are longer than like 5 minutes. They're all pretty short. But they were just like different approaches of answering this question of like, what does a day without water look like? I didn't, because I was kind of at first envisioning like, oh, it would just be like a collage of like, a tap not turning on and things like that, just like more impressionistic. But these videos were pretty good at conveying narrative, and I guess I'm just like I don't have as clear of a vision as Matthew did of like what the narrative is or how to storyboard it.
Okay, yeah. I see. So I added the YouTube videos here. And what does everyone else think, or how are you guys picturing the narrative, just that we can kind of give Julieta an idea of like what's our vision, I guess.
Yeah, well, I definitely thought of, especially with what's going on with your sort of health, and I think if you were able to sort of do the more comedic approach, where it's like, oh, you're like in the house and the sync can't turn on and that sort of thing. And I feel like that might be much easier to film, right? You could do that in your own living space. Because if you wanted to take the more serious approach, I mean, you probably want to reach out to different people who are living in a setting where that is the case. And I think it makes it more complicated. Uh, and while that may be, very rewarding, the ease of being able to do the more comedic approach might be very appealing to you. I don't know what your thoughts might be on that.
Yeah, I think it sounds good when you say it. Definitely.
But also, I really did like what you said about the more art film sort of approach that you were talking about, like how you could do like a bunch of different snippets, like you're gonna make coffee, the water won't come on, you might be a little bit frustrated, or maybe you wanted to go outside and water your roses, but this hose isn't working. Like, I feel like you could do like a cool montage of that too, and just kind of showcase all the different ways that water plays into someone's life that you might not even think about. And that could be also pretty easy to film.
Yeah, and if get a chance to look at some of these YouTube videos, there were one or two where that was the approach.
Yeah, I'll definitely check those out.
Yeah, we'll all check them out and give you some feedback, Julieta, and we'll do what we can to make sure you get the support you need so you're not overtaxed.
Awesome, thank you.
Definitely.
Yeah, and so from what it sounds like, it's kind of going to be content that you're going to be filming, or will there be content that maybe you take from some of these sources and maybe edit together? What are you thinking about that?
I could film. I have like I just have a iPhone SE, the newest SE. It's like, it's okay. And it's video quality. I also have like a SLR that takes video. But to be honest, I feel like much more comfortable just filming on my phone. I guess I just do it in landscape if it's for YouTube. Yeah, like all those details are things that if people have strong opinions, I'd like to hear it. Because I don't know if I have too much of a sense of what's best. And then, like I said, I'm going to be spending time with friends this weekend, trying to mainly take it easy, but also that's great because I can like ask them to basically be my puppets for a video. So if it would be great to brainstorm this a bit before then, so I can just like film.
Yeah, definitely. And so are there any resources that you need from us? I'll definitely reach out to Didier, and I'll kind of put him in contact with you, and there's ways he can help, especially with editing. But how else could we help you?
There was one video here that had like a strong voiceover, and it was almost like the voiceover was exactly narrating, like, imagine if you woke up and you couldn't make your coffee, you went to the coffee shop, there was no coffee because they didn't have water either, your neighbor can't water his lawn, and then interjected between all of this voiceover work, like the characters in the video were like, going like, I can't water my plants, or just having moments. And then at the very end, the characters started interacting with the voiceover narration, and that was pretty funny. So I do think like a voiceover could be interesting. And honestly, just hopefully I get good sleep and like some inspiration hits me and like I can think of like a way, like a loose script. But I think that's where I'm at right now. Like I just think I need a little bit of a script, and then I can just film. And for the script, I may or may not need help from like a voiceover person.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. So, so those will kind of be the next steps, creating a script and then starting to film according to that. And I think we have a good idea of like the vision and what we want it to look like. Stuart, we talked about last week having a certain person that you knew do a voiceover. Is that still something we want to do, like reach out to them? I can't remember exactly what their name is.
Peter Coyote. If you have anything that I could send to Peter and share with him, that would be great. And I'm happy to ask him. And he's, really, I mean, if people heard his voice, it would not only be amazingly resonant with people, it would also, many people would recognize his voice. So I'm happy to ask him and see what he can do. And if not, I had also just mentioned about maybe someone with an accent that's a British or British accent or Kiwi accent, I often find to be endearing for us Americans. And whether you guys have a friend with one of those accents, or I'll have to see who I have that has, I do have some friends from Britain that could probably do that. So I'm happy to help with either or both of those.
Yeah, okay, so we'll reach out to Peter and then we'll keep you updated, Julietta, on how that goes.
Yeah. And I think just so that it's not so much work, I'd like to keep it pretty short.
Okay.
Yeah, I see here you asked how long should the video be. I think short is fine. If anyone has any suggestions specifically, feel free to voice those.
Yeah, I don't think it's about quantity, and you lose people's attention after whatever amount of time anyway. So short and sweet, I think is good. What are you thinking time wise? Jada, you have a sense?
Yeah, I was thinking not longer than 3 minutes. Because that way it can be shared across like different social media platforms pretty easily as well.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I agree. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about related to this project?
I think it looks like it's in good shape.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, thank you, Julietta, for doing all that research and being enthusiastic and working on the project despite everything. And we're definitely here to support you with it.
Thank you so much.
So the next project we have is the Water is Blank video, which I believe is led by Ben and Catherine. So this is the document that was shared. They were able to list some words as inspiration for the video, but they didn't do much in regards to resources in a plan. So I think that's something that we can kind of talk about and maybe add to the document and help them out. And then they can always make edits as they see fit.
Yeah, I just want to say, Julietta, why don't you've done your part. Why don't you go take care of yourself, go get some rest. And thank you so much for all that you've done. And we'll just keep you up to date and do all we can to support you. And don't hesitate to reach out to us.
Okay, sounds good. If I can think of a script, I'll send that out and just try to get feedback. So thank you.
You're welcome. Feel better. Take good care.
Yeah, have a restful evening.
Thanks. I will. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so some resources I think that they might need is just going to be editing software. And then for this, we need emissaries participation.
So who's leading on this one?
So that would be Ben and Catherine. Neither of them are here, and they didn't do much in regards to like the resources and everything. So what would we describe as our vision for this? Kind of a collage of clips from our emissaries saying what water is to them.
I mean,
I think
oh, sorry, go ahead.
you can go, Matthew. That's all right.
Oh, you could get like portrait shots of people like saying like water is, and then each person says a word. So like it's a portrait of someone in the frame, and then they say like nature, political, vital, limited, whatever the word they may want to do. I think you can make a cool video like that.
Yeah, definitely. And then we talked about last week kind of having after each word a little short collage of maybe images or videos related to it. Is that something we still want to do, or should it just be a very straightforward video of what water is to people?
I think it might be cool to give like a little visual after someone says something, like if they said controversial, and then maybe you had like some clips of, I don't know, a river that flows through two countries that are, you know, I don't know, have controversy over who has rights to the water or something. I don't know. It might be cool to give context to what people say.
Yeah, I think that would add something if we can do that, adding an
I-
element of nature and water.
I agree. I think that that's a really good idea if you had it oriented so that it's something that we could post on TikTok and on Instagram stories, and then to have a video of someone's face where they say water is, and then as they say, you know, like you said, controversial, and then it cuts to a clip of the river flowing with the word controversial on top of it, and then like do that or some combination of, you know, maybe we could do a couple in a row to sort of switch it up, things like that. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, and I think you could make it pretty easy on yourself if you like for like wasted, like you could do like a runoff pipe that just dumps onto the beach, or I don't know. I feel like you could get pretty easy clips. It doesn't need to be too complicated.
Yeah, I agree. Is there anything else you guys were envisioning for this project? All right, so what resources are Ben and Catherine going to need? They're definitely going to need some kind of editing software. And they're going to need participation from emissaries. Is there anything else that we should kind of start looking into getting together before we can start this project? I just added a list of words, even though we'll kind of go through the list they provided.
I mean, I don't know if this is how they want to take or go about creating the video, but if they do end up doing this, it might be nice for them to have like people committed to like a certain word, like maybe sending out like an email or something to make sure like they know like which words people are going to say, and then they can figure out like how they want to like space that out and how they want to order it. So definitely like ask emissaries what words they would want to say.
I think that's a good idea.
Sorry, I'm just writing everything down, but continue. Like, is there any other information we should probably add to this document to kind of get them started for the project?
Any ideas, Madeline?
I am thinking. This could also be a good way to engage alumni, just because it's pretty straightforward. And I could ask, I think that even asking people that aren't emissaries, but just sort of friends and stuff, what they associate with water, and ask them to send a video to be involved in it too.
Yeah, I agree. The more people, the merrier. Anything else before we start looking at the words? Okay, so they created a little list of words here, and some emissaries we can also, maybe I'll note, we should ask in the WhatsApp what words people suggest, but this is what Ben suggested. So I'm gonna say ask. So we have nature, political, vital, limited, wasted, pure, powerful, magical, controversial, intertwined, primal, simple, and complicated. Are there any words that you think wouldn't work or you think we should add to this list? Or maybe you have a specific idea of different visuals that would go along with each word?
I think maybe
Oh,
taking,
sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think maybe taking primal off of the list, because that could be taken with a negative connotation potentially. Um,
And
just,
I'm not questioning, I'm just wondering, how could that be negative?
just a lot of times the word primal is associated with like underdevelopment, and I think that it could have the potential to be taken the wrong way, depending on what clips we use and things like that.
Okay.
I was just gonna say for a visual for powerful. What came to my head was, or my mind would be like having like the surf, like a powerful wave. That might be cool.
Mm-hmm. I think a word to add would be life. I mean, water is life. So
Yeah, I think that that could be great as the last image, to say water is all of these things, and then for the end of it to say water is life.
I think we should have water is love.
Yeah,
Is the word energy in there?
mm-mm. I think joy would be good too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are all really great ideas. And I like the idea of ending it at the end with water is life as like this big, like powerful statement.
Yeah, I mean, it seems sort of, and maybe it's even comical. Water is wet.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
like that.
we could just have, like people getting wet in the rainstorm, or water is wild. It's the ocean or rivers, and could,
Definitely.
yeah, another word is alive.
Maybe we could include old and young in that too.
Hmm.
Or old and new with either of those, to say water is old and then show like, a very historical body of water, and then to say water is young and show a more recently formed river or creek or something.
Yeah, but water is timeless and ageless, so I don't really think that really applies, because the same water that was here 4 billion years ago is here today. So it's all old water.
Yeah, it was just to sort of show how things change over time.
Maybe using the word water is,
You could do evolving, or
yeah.
I don't know. That's or some equivalent of that,
Yeah,
like constantly, I don't know, changing in some way. I don't. There's probably a better word for that, but yeah.
yeah, I think evolving is good. That was more what I meant when I said old and new, is sort of, an old body of water versus a newer body of water. I understand that water itself has been here for all of time, but just newer and older formations and the ways that things change and the way that we look at water was the point.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, those were all really good ideas. And we'll see if maybe more people in like the group chat have some ideas. Like I said, all these documents will be shared with everyone. So if you come up with something later, you can always just come and add it. Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about related to this project? All right, well, that's good. We went through each project, we created good plans and figured out what the next steps are. So just a reminder to, update us on Monday. Feel free to reach out if you need any help from us. And by Thursday, we kind of have an idea of like what steps should be completed. I'm gonna unshare my screen real quick. Okay, great. So are there any questions or anything else we should kind of start talking about before we end the meeting?
Yeah, Matt, want to just get some feedback from you about when we've tried to set up these meetings, it's been tough for people to coordinate time. And we're thinking about, instead of just like making it be a time, sending something like Calendly that everybody can pick, we'll give whatever 3 or 4 different times and everyone can pick which, times work for them, or maybe even preference first or second, because we want to get more people to be able to participate, but trying to figure out the right way to do that. What do you think about that, or any other suggestions so we can make sure everyone can find the time that will work for them?
Yeah, I think using one of those softwares would be best. That's what my club at school did. When they tried to coordinate when would be a good meeting time for the club itself, they'd use one of those, and they had everyone input different times that they're available and see like when everyone kind of overlapped at the best time. So they try to find the optimal time essentially. But I think that would be a good option to use, definitely.
Great. Okay, so we'll do that for our future meetings to make sure we can get greater participation.
Yeah, we'll definitely set that up, and I'll send the link so that everyone can input what times they're available. I'll send it through email and also in the WhatsApp, and just make sure everyone to like fill it out ASAP.
Caroline, have you used Calendly?
Yeah, I've used Calendly.
Okay, great. So, because Didier can help with any of this as well.
Yeah, I'll definitely reach out to him.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, Matt, you rock it, man. What you've done really is really good. Very impressive, and feels like it's going to be really fun. And to me, it's the most fun and important event we're going to do for World Toilet Day.
Yeah, I'm excited to start putting it together. We'll see where it takes me.
Yeah, I don't want to be the influencer, but if you get together with friends and people are drinking beers or vodka or whatever you're doing to get loose and fun,
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, blow off some midterm steam.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, yeah, I'm excited in August, next week or tomorrow. You said something about a meeting tomorrow, or?
Yeah,
Well,
we're gonna try to have like a meeting on Friday just to see if like more people can come to that and kind of update them, get their input on things. We'll see what happens. It depends on people's schedules, but you'll be updated if we have a meeting.
yeah, and I feel because you've already done so much, you've already contributed so much today that it's not necessary for you to be there. It's really for the people that didn't make the meeting today. So let's put that in the email as well, Carl. Well, it's just Matt and Julietta, and let's leave Julietta off anyway, just because she needs a break. So, if it works for you, Matt, great. And if it doesn't, it's you're in good shape.
Okay, yeah, understood. Okay, well then I'll see you next week, and hopefully, also on the WhatsApp, I'll like share my email and let people know that they could add comments to the lyrics, and then give my email as well, so they could send me clips of them doing the chorus. And I should make that clear in the WhatsApp too, that the "We Will Wash You" is what would be best for people to sing over or lip sync.
Great. Super.
Yeah,
Thank you.
this is very productive. Thank you so much.
Talk to you guys next week. Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.